Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.39. And if you look over the last 24 hours, it's all price manipulation, in my opinion. And it's happening with Bitcoin and flowing into the rest of the market. So if you look at the 7-day chart on XRP, here's where the announcement came out of the strategic reserve. We shot all the way from $2.22 all the way up to $2.96. Then we started going sideways. And then the talk of the tariffs started happening as well, bringing the price all the way back down to where we are right now. And you could see it with Bitcoin as well. Look at the 7-day chart on Bitcoin. To mention of the strategic reserve, Bitcoin shoots up, goes sideways, talk of tariffs, and the price comes plummeting down. We need to break away from Bitcoin. I think that is when we will finally see price appreciation for the rest of these altcoins. And here's the talk of the tariffs. President Trump to double tariffs on Chinese imports from 10% to 20% starting March 4th. President Trump confirms that the U.S. will impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico starting tomorrow, March 4th. And we already know the market does not like the talk of the tariffs. Tariffs are no good for crypto so far. I mean, he mentions it and the price starts plummeting down. But that's what happened. It's not just XRP dumping out. It's Bitcoin dumping out and taking the rest of the market with it. Eric Trump says the announcement for a crypto strategic reserve on a Sunday is genius because traditional markets and Wall Street are closed. Traditional finance better catch up or it will quickly become extinct, he adds. And it's true. You know, the traditional markets are either going to go into a 24/7 trading cycle or they're going to be left behind. Even a lot of Wall Street investors, they want to come over and get involved with crypto because crypto trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And look at what happened on a Sunday. The price of these cryptocurrencies absolutely skyrocketed. And I even said yesterday in that video that I made that I looked at it as a sell the news event because that's all it is news right now. Until the U.S. government starts buying up XRP, ADA, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, it's just news. Once that happens, that's when you could expect the price to change again. Billionaires are very angry with Trump's XRP crypto reserve plans. Trump is facing anger from billionaire bank, tech, and business leaders on the decision to add assets beyond Bitcoin, like XRP in the fund, plus questions if government crypto purchases push beyond the traditional role of government. They don't want XRP as part of that reserve because that gives every single cryptocurrency out there a level playing field. And in a level playing field, guess what happens? XRP outperforms the rest. They know XRP is coming for the #1 spot. And it is the billionaires that pushed Trump to include Bitcoin and ETH in that reserve to begin with. A whole hour went by before he mentioned Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the reason that happened is because there's no value there. What the hell are you going to use Bitcoin for? You're going to lock it away for 20 years, hoping to pay off half of the debt, just half. And by the time the 20 years go by, most likely the debt is going to be even higher than that. Gemini co-founder Tyler Winklevoss says XRP, Solana, and ADA are not suitable for a strategic crypto reserve. Only one digital asset in the world right now meets the bar, and that digital asset is Bitcoin. Let me tell you something about these exchanges. Every single exchange that thinks it should be Bitcoin only, I'm getting rid of. I'm never using that exchange. Because if you don't want a level playing field in this space, then you are anti-crypto, in my opinion. And that's how I look at it. You know, everybody wanted the same thing for years now. You know what happened over the last 4 years? Bitcoin and Ethereum got a free pass. Ripple was tied up with the SEC. It took Judge Torres to finally come out and say XRP is not a security. And then we finally started to get a level playing field. And none of these people like it. Because again, in a level playing field, XRP outperforms the rest. And they don't like it. Well, too bad for them. Because guess what? XRP is part of the strategic crypto reserve. And look at how mainstream media news played into this narrative as well. Take a listen.
President Trump announcing the creation of a strategic crypto reserve. Mackenzie Sagalos joins us now with all the details. Mackenzie, it's interesting because in this Truth Social post over the weekend, he cited his January executive order, and that seemed to ignite the rally.
No, it did. And this is really building upon what he said in January. He says that this new national crypto reserve will include Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a trio of high volatility tokens, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. He's calling it a move to elevate the industry after what the president described as years of corrupt attacks under the Biden administration. Now, unlike traditional reserves of gold, petroleum, or grain, commodities accumulated for strategic security, this reserve would more closely resemble an active portfolio of speculative assets. The shift in language from stockpile to reserve also suggests the U.S. may actively acquire and manage cryptocurrencies rather than just holding seized tokens. Now, the crypto market, coming off its worst month since 2022, reacted instantly. Bitcoin and Ethereum surged over 10%, while Cardano spiked as much as 70%. Now, prices are coming back down, but still, we're seeing investors getting back into long positions. And attention now really turns to Friday's first ever White House Crypto Summit, where the president, along with his crypto czar, David Sachs, regulators, and industry leaders will talk next steps. We'll be watching to see whether the president shares a buying strategy or plans to push this through without congressional approval.
Take notice how they called XRP, Solana, and ADA highly volatile assets. Oh, but the pump and dump Bitcoin, that's not volatile at all. You know, these people need to catch up with the rest of the world. The IMF looked at XRP and XLM as high-valued stablecoins of the future, meaning they're going to be less volatile. Also, they don't even get the names of these cryptocurrencies correct. They didn't call Cardano. They called it Cardano, not ADA. I mean, it's like they're part of the whole entire plan. The second batch of Escrow releases says, Trump is the most tremendous, fantastic crypto president. You see it right here. So this was the second batch of Escrow release that happened for XRP. And right away, people started speculating. Here's how the U.S. government could take over Ripple's XRP escrow for reserve purposes. They're not going to take over all of the escrow. Maybe the U.S. holds 1 billion XRP. You know, some of this escrow, I think, is going to end up in the hands of the IMF, the Bank of International Settlement, a few other central banks as well. The U.S. is not going to get all of the XRP escrow. And this comes from Smoke. Ripple's escrow safeguards XRP's price. Ripple's escrow system was designed to eliminate uncertainty about XRP's future supply. By locking up a significant portion of XRP, Ripple ensured the market wouldn't be concerned about centralized control over its distribution. The majority of XRP in escrow is released periodically, primarily to incentivize market makers for XRP-based currency exchanges and for sales to institutional investors, not retail. If Ripple were truly dumping XRP from Escrow, the price would be far lower than it is today. I like the Escrow in the hands of Ripple because they're going to utilize it to strengthen XRP. People still think that all that Escrow has to go somewhere else or be burned, and it's not going to help the price of XRP. Lock in. This comes from Digital Asset Investor. And if you're not bullish, you need to see this right here. So assuming XRP's addition to the U.S. Crypto Strategic Reserve as of March 3rd, 2025, here's a speculative list of 20 things that could happen to drive XRP's price to the moon. 1. Massive institutional FOMO. I believe that is already coming. David Schwartz even assured us that that is coming. SEC lawsuit resolution. That is coming next, in my opinion, if not the ETFs going live. That's going to be big as well. Reserve buying program. The U.S. government actively purchases XRP for the reserve, shrinking supply and spiking demand. I don't know where they're going to get the money to buy this cryptocurrency. I honestly still believe that Ripple is going to gift the U.S. government some XRP. I could see that happening. Ripple escrow donation, like I just said. XRP ETF greenlight, that's coming for sure. Institutions want to get involved with XRP. I don't know why they don't just buy the asset, but they have to go through the ETF. Global adoption surge. Countries like Japan and UAE fully integrate XRP for payments, citing the US precedent. That is coming as well. Japan absolutely loves XRP. Banking network expansion. 100 plus new banks adopt RippleNet with XRP. I could see that happening after we get regulations put in place and once the case is over. Retail mania. Social media hype ignites a 2021 style retail rush, pushing prices irrationally high. There is going to be a ton of FOMO when XRP takes off. We are just waiting for that to happen. Short squeeze. Bearish traders betting against XRP get squeezed as prices soar, amplifying upward momentum. And that's going to happen. We've seen that happen in previous runs already. Bitcoin correlation breaks. Once XRP decouples from Bitcoin, it is game over, in my opinion. That's going to be it. That's going to change this space forever. Speculative narratives, rumors of XRP replacing SWIFT globally fuel wild price speculation. I think Ripple is going to take a lot of business away from SWIFT already. How much, we really don't know yet. If we capture 10%, we are good as XRP holders. Liquidity crunch. Exchanges struggle to meet XRP demand as holders lock tokens in anticipation of future gains. That's going to happen as well. Corporate treasury adoption. Tech giants like Amazon or Google add XRP to their balance sheets. I think that is secretly happening behind the scenes already at a small scale, but I think that's going to scale up once the case ends. Central bank interest. Smaller nations buy XRP to diversify reserves, mimicking the U.S. move. I think it's going to trickle down to the states, and they're going to have digital asset reserves. I also think other countries will go in this direction as well. It's still too early to call. XRP ledger upgrades. We're always getting upgrades on the XRP ledger. Media hype cycle. CNBC and Bloomberg run 24/7 XRP coverage, amplifying public interest and investment. If you're not holding when that happens, and we've seen that happen back in the 2017, 2018 run, you are priced out of XRP. You are just too late. Whale accumulation, that's still happening. Geopolitical leverage. U.S. uses XRP in trade deals, cementing its value and sparking international buying. I could see that coming. I think Trump is going to utilize XRP for its actual use case. Stablecoin displacement. XRP overtakes USDT and USDC in cross-border volume, redirecting billions in capital. That's going to happen with RLUSD, and it's going to add value to XRP. XRP is going to be moving RLUSD around the world. Cult-like community. An energized XRP army pumps the coin relentlessly online, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. We already do that on a daily basis. But I wanted to share that with you because this is coming. A lot of this is going to definitely happen. It's already starting to happen. That massive network is still building out in real time as well. Nothing changed around that. A new financial system is coming. Trump is leading us into the digital age. But I wanted to share all of that with you because that is what you have to look forward to as an XRP holder. Ignore the price today because tomorrow will most likely be a green day for XRP. But this was blatant price manipulation on Bitcoin. I mean, come on. We started here and ended here. It gets no clearer than that. And if you don't see it, you don't understand how markets work. Because even a pullback like this, maybe we come down to 88,000. Even if it was a sell the news event, we would have came down maybe to 88, 89,000 on Bitcoin, and then the reversal would have started. But to come down to exactly where we started, that is absurd. And it's a combination of the tariff talk, sell the news event at the same time. And I think it was pre-planned. I mean, come on, the timing of this, starting on a Sunday and ending up on a Monday when the stock market is back open and all the mainstream media narratives are there to fit the need as well. It's just blatant. But, you know, as XRP holders, eventually nothing is going to factor in on the price of XRP. And once we decouple from that meme coin, we are going to take off. And there's going to be nothing stopping XRP. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.